Just a moment. Okay. So whenever what is goal? First, we need to define the goal. What is our goal? While we are doing product discovery, what we want from the empathy map. Either we want to define what is the buying decision. How can I influence the buying decision of a particular customer? It can be as simple or complex. It can be as simple within 20 minutes. One person can draw the empathy map of particular customer, particular type of customer, or it can take multiple days. So it depends. And the idea is to start this from somewhere. If you are not aware about the customer, don't worry about that. Start with a point. Do not think too much that I don't know about particular segmentation. Whatever you understand, start with that. And as I mentioned, this is the collaborative exercise. So again, it should be done within the group of 2 to 5 people. It will be helpful to understand and to discuss the multiple scenario. This is the canvas which we'll try to fill in during this exercise. What is first thing? Who we are empathizing with. We need to understand how, who is the person we want to understand. So I'll show you the in practical how it works. So after the understanding of this concept, we'll see practically. So everywhere you can paste the sticky notes, whatever you are thinking. In this the large image. Who are we empathizing with? So we have to understand the our customer or the prospective user of our product, what they need to do, what they need to do differently, what jobs they want to need to get done, what decisions they need to make, how will we know they were successful. So this is again a critical aspect from our offering or in current scenario. How will we know they were successful? Third point is how what do they see? What do they see whenever they are in marketplace? Either they are very much familiar with the social media, or they are a family person who influence them. So are they watching the Netflix more? So we need to understand their behavior. What do they see? There may be the hoardings as well. So what is the factors which can be the decision maker for them? What do they say? What are they saying on the social media, in public forum? So what kind of thing? Next point is what they do today, what behavior we observe, what can we imagine them doing, and what do they hear. We'll understand more in the next example about all these points. And the last is like a pains and gains. What are the pain point and what are the gains from the our with respect to our offering as well. So this is the empathy map canvas. Based upon that, there are certain examples. Now, let's take an example of Anna. Anna is representing a student and she is volunteering for the social cause. So let's think about her. Anna, what she wants? She needs to make difference, freedom to choose, and fairness. That's her points. What she listen, what she see, TED Talks, Facebook groups, Netflix documentary. These are the basic things. What say and do, take short courses to keep learning, attend some event every year, and she's very particular to particular event. Shop is small and locals. This is a behavior. And what she hear, Greta Thunberg, be the change you see in the world. Global warming is the biggest threat. So she's hearing about the social causes. Now, based upon that, so this exercise was done by the Fair Trade Coffee. So Fair Trade Coffee is an expensive coffee shop, and what they were analyzing about the behavior of students. So what is the pain point for Anna with respect to their product? It's too expensive and it's not convenient to buy. And what is the gain? What messaging they should pass to Anna to influence for their copy. One is she feels like she's giving back, and another she likes its taste. It's great. So, like feel like she's giving back. So, organization of fair trade coffee can pass a message in a way that in African countries and in other countries from where they are getting the coffee beans, they are giving for the social cause. They are trying something in education. They are trying to reduce the global warming effect. If that messaging is passed to another, that will be helpful for them. So this is a high level empathy map created for the particular customer segment N. Let's see a different example. So here we identify the product, we know the product. Based upon the product, we are analyzing the customer. Now, next example. Next example is a person who wants to do something for the students with disabilities, because there are a lot of challenges with the students with disabilities. How we can overcome that, and what offering can be done, and what are the things which can be helpful for this kind of students. So Susan is a Temple University student. She's a female, 23-year-old, and African American. What she think and feel is here. She likes the music, but not the loud music. She wonders how accessibility can help in music and culture. What she see uses cell phones for directions and has assistance in school. She smiles. Being in the city campus, the environment is loud, fast paced, because whatever she's saying, based upon her, the environment and everything is running fast. What is say and do? So here the product is not identified. We are analyzing the customer and or user, and based upon user, we'll figure out what are the pain or gain areas and what she here. So this is the mix match of multiple things, and the pain point is like not being able to travel a lot. She is being looked at differently. Classmates are standoffish, and what are the gain? Connect with she's connecting with the music groups, has over 20,000 songs, can feel people to share it with, being able to connect with classmates and friends. So these are the gains. So user or the provider can think on this line that what can be helpful, how can she connect with the people with the help of music. So what are the pain and what are the gain? Based upon that, and based upon the gains, how can the one can kill the pain? So that can be the different prospects of looking the empathy map. Now, any questions so far before we move forward? Okay. So this is the example which we are seeing, very neat and clean. It's representing, but actually how it works whenever we used to do this exercise. 2 to 5 people are doing this exercise, and this is the big board or the big printout on the screens and in the office area, and people are pasting these sticky notes, and after it can be a group or 2 to 5 person group, and after that you can document it like this way. So but this is the actual forum which usually does. Now it's a empathy map. We understand the customer. What next? In the current scenario, how we can do like to create a empathy map, because the collaboration, the whiteboard is not possible, and like agile and everything mentioned a lot of time that the co-located team working together and big room event, we are talking like that, but that's not possible in current scenario. So there is a possibility with the online tool. So I have searched and figured out an online tool. Let me show you guys. So this is a vector image, and which is available on Google Docs. And after this session, I'll share with everyone. Here, you can drag and drop these sticky notes. You can copy and paste sticky notes. Just double click and you can type your message here. So by doing this, it can be expressed, it can be worked in a current scenario where teams are distributed and people are working from home, but they can do this exercise together, and at a single time, multiple people can work simultaneously on this document. So now we have created the empathy map, and empathy map will be helpful to understand the customer. Right? But what are the biggest mistake which people are doing? Sometimes, whenever we are working on such kind of things where something representing to customer, we used to put our words in their mouth. Don't do that, please. Understand, it's not you. Your perspective should not be coming out while you are creating the empathy. Think about the other person perspective only. Do not be judgmental about, I think it should happen in this way. No. If you don't have information, that's fine. But keep that thing. Do not put your words into their mouth. The person to truly understand, they empathize with their situation, not your situation. I think someone is saying something. Okay. Okay. So, are you people able to hear me? Vineet?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, yes, Vikas.
Okay.
Please, please, please carry on.
I just saw a message basically about the bandwidth. That's why I asked. Okay. So these are the common mistakes which usually do. Okay. So I'll come to the what's next in the next slide. Before that, is there any question? Is there any discussion point?
So, I have a short question here,
Mhm.
Vikas. While you say that uh, you can make use of these sticky notes,
Mhm.
yeah, so that is primarily been used to drive ideas and suggestions from your team.
Mhm.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
And that should be done in silos. And while we would be doing this concomitantly on a single screen, then I think that could maybe creating some kind of bias. Even if you would not try to enforce anything, it would still create some kind of bias when we'll try to write on a single dashboard. I personally believe we should create our own sticky notes, which should be irrespective of any external ideas or suggestions. It should be all intrinsic, and then only once everybody has completed their written document on the
Okay.
sticky notes, then only the sticky notes should be shared. Because uh, in any sense, we don't want any ideas to be shared uh, on the dashboard before anybody would have completed it.
So Mohit, if you are doing the analysis about yourself, then it may be fine, but you are doing the analysis of the end customer or third person. In that case, I think it will be good if people are working in collaboration and they are doing some discussion as well. If I'm having one thing, that person might be having that kind of behavior, and that person might be watching the Netflix, but the other person can counter that no, and we can discuss and figure out what is the best to put there. So because
So are we trying to understand one customer through different observations, or are we trying to analyze different observations?
So it's not about the observations. It's about to reading the customer. Let's take an example of the customer. We are creating the empathy map for the customer, right? And there is a team of 3 to 4 persons. If
Correct.
all of them are discussing about the particular customer or particular behavior, so let the 3 people discuss and figure out what is the best thing and what is the right thing which they know. Because there may be something I'm assuming that Mohit is watching Netflix, and Vineet may encounter me that no, I know Mohit very well, and I have some experience with Mohit in some previous time. Then he's not watching the Netflix. He's more active on LinkedIn like platform. So then we can figure out, because if you are saying that in silos, again, at any way you need to discuss to figure out. Like 3 person A, B, C has created 3 different empathy map, and while you are collecting, you have to discuss. These 3 person need to discuss about the behavior. Why you have put this? Why you have put this? And what is the reason behind that? So let
Correct, correct,
yeah.
correct. That is something which I understand. The only thing I wanted to put in an idea is that while all the observations are being made, there should be
Mhm.
no bias in observations. I mean, there should be not be a prior discussion on what we have thought of, and let everybody give their own observations on the sticky notes, and then thereafter we should be compiling all the sticky notes.
Right. Yes. Or even we can do one thing while we are doing the sticky notes exercise. If I put something, another person put something, and we can discuss. We can remove one sticky notes at this stage that no, this is not true.
Then that would become a grapevine instead of a individualistic idea.
Yeah, it's not the individualistic idea. As I mentioned, it should be about the customer, about the third person. What I'm thinking does not matter. What the end customer is thinking, how he or she is behaving, is matter most in that case. And
Correct.
Yes.
most of the time,
Even I can help a bit here, Vineet here. Mohit, to your point, couple of things, right? I think there were some concerns raised about can we talk about a customer in a group? Now, I can understand we in IT or in any other world, we also deal with internal customers, right? We serve our internal salespeople or finance team, or it could be HR. So in that case, the name is pretty much anonymous, right? So we do not mention the name. It is just the persona which matters, right? So person X Y Z is mentioned, right? Now coming to the different scenarios which Vikas is mentioning, it is more about the user persona, right? So one the example is Anna. Anna represents people, let's say, who are working or who's a student and who is also involved in doing some social cause. So that just not includes Anna, that includes a range of customer segments. Similarly, another customer segment could be people who are, let's say, working women coming to coffee shop on weekends, spending quality time with friends. Right? There could be third persona where it could be about housewife, how they gain and they gain from this coffee shop, or what do they feel about this coffee shop. There could be another persona where it could be about lady returning from office, right? So these are the customer segments. So they we try to prioritize those segments and then work accordingly, right, on that.
Correct. So uh, I completely buy your idea, Vineet and Vikas. The only thing I just wanted to mention here that while different people are taking different observations of the same set of you know uh, personas, or maybe different personas, the ideas should be kept uh, in and should be written in as an individual observation, and then they should be collated so as a set of observations can be jotted down as to create a framework on the empathy map. So that was an idea. I just wanted to
Yep.
add
Yep.
on to it.
Yes,
Yeah,
Yep. Absolutely. So it is
absolutely.
pretty much like design sprints, which you do, right? You start with a convergence or any other exercise, right? Or let's say retrospective, which we do, right? We have multiple ideas and then we try to converge at the end, right? So similarly, we can do this as well.
correct. Yeah, so that clarifies.
Yes, right. Okay. So I think we have a new person joined, like Anshul. Hi, Anshul. This is Vikas.
Hi, Vikas.
So we were discussing about the empathy map, and at the starting, we just did the introduction to each other. So let's provide the details about other. Can you please introduce to the group so that we all are aware?
Sure. I'm Anshul Jain. Currently working as a senior associate technology in Publicis Sapient
Okay.
and with Agile and all things.
Okay. Great. Thanks.
And what kind of introduction we are looking for, sir? Technical one or the?
Sorry.
I'm asking what kind of introduction we are looking for. It
So
is
that's fine. That's sufficient, Anshul.
Yep. Okay.
So
Thank you, Vikas. Please. Go
thanks. Okay, so we discussed about the common mistakes, and now we have moved to the last slide. So, is there any other question before we move to the next step? What should be the next after this? Okay, so there are different things. First step is to create the empathy map, and after that, the second step is to create the user persona. So Mohit, as you were talking about the biasness and other things, so there is another refinement process while we'll be creating the user persona. So that will be the next step. Empathy map was the just to starting point. After that, user persona. After that, the customer journey map, and after that, it will come to the whole product. So during the different session, we learn with all these things. So this was about the empathy map. Okay. So, any feedback, any
Great.
suggestion? Yeah, Vinit, you were saying something?
No, no, I said it's looks great and really good to know, especially the example, couple of examples which you have shared. Those were very insightful.
Thanks, Vinit. Okay. So, anyone want to add any feedback, anything which I can incorporate into the next thing while we were discussing about the user persona and the customer journey map? Okay. So that's it for now, because the topic was the empathy map only. And in the next, we will cover the user and customer persona, in which we will drill down more about we will more go into the customer shoe, and we will understand the holistic picture with respect to our product. So that will be the next session, and possibly in that session itself, we'll cover the customer journey map as well.
Okay.
Okay. So I think that was a short session. I did not took a lot of time on the weekend. So that's great. Thanks everyone. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Vikas.
If anyone want to add anything, please share. And I'll share that the distributed team, the map for the distributed team, so which will be helpful for this group to practice for their respective tasks. So I'll share that. Over emails. Okay, everyone.